They've earned our love. Every time we watch them step onto the pitch or start the game, we know what to expect. And Kaunos is a team they have to work their way into our hearts, right? We don't know how they play exactly. So this is going to be one of those games. If they can take down Pocket Aces right here, they will earn a lot of fans.
They certainly will. So we're going to get ourselves into this matchup, and yeah, we're going to get ourselves out of this matchup. Certainly is going to be.
Keep telling me what's going on, Shogun.
It's rolling. The ball is rolling. I'm leaving.
Okay, cool.
Ball might still be rolling though.
Is there still?
You've still got it on, so
I do.
It's still rolling. Just in case you guys wanted to know what is happening, it's not rolling anymore. You left.
Doing a quick little rehost.
Little rehost.
Yeah, request by players. Hard to know exactly what happened because we were just trying to watch the action of the game. So,
yeah,
it happens. But either way, this is Kaunos' game to win.
Yes.
If they can just bring it their all, we know they're capable of it. We saw them. I mean, they did qualify in. We compare a lot of these top 8 teams together, no matter what, side by side. But there's one thing we can't forget. These are the top 8 teams in each region. You can't forget about that. These are still top 8. No matter what happened in the qualifier, they made it here.
You can't. And at the same time, this is a team that has played Spoiler before. They have beaten teams in complete upsets. They have, during weekly tournaments, we've yet to see it from them in this sort of stage because they haven't had the opportunity to show it to us on this sort of stage. But Kaunos are not to be overlooked because every team that ever has overlooked them ended up being trampled all over. So do not rest on Kaunos. They can play, and they showed us that last week, but this is our opportunity to see a little bit more from them. And here we go. Kaunos versus the Pocket Aces. And let's do it to it. Here we go. Kaunos. Dan's always going to come out of that ball pretty well. Over to Chaussette, though, who takes that one over. The long clearance comes in from Pocket Aces. Zenzus, though, it's the last player back, but he's been beat by Pashi. Dan needs to come in for that one pretty early on. And that's going to be cleared away by Dan's Hizzle. Chaussette clears that one over into the corner, however. And Kaunos, good rotation from them so far, just going for that 2-1. Leaving one player back, ready to take over the ball. That's a nice little pinch shot there, coming in from Kaunos. Good save, though, from Chaussette. Violent Panda plays that one back. Chaussette clears that one to the other side of the field, and both these two teams not wanting any particular dangerous plays to come towards them. Happy to just go for the clearances and take it as it comes. Some more clearances. 2 players, though, committed to that one. They need to get another block onto that. Dan Hizzle, crucial from him, taking that one away.
At the moment, neither team having full control of the field. And as we saw earlier, Pocket Aces sometimes take a little bit too long to get to their full potential, taking that last series into Game 5. But they still have an opportunity. They are a bit warmed up.
Yeah, they are very warmed up at this point in time. That's going to be a looping ball. No one's reacting to that. Violent Panda just ends up missing it. Doesn't need to do anything, though. Oh, dearie me.
This was quite a mishap between Zenzus and Dan Zizzle. Not his fault. He was just trying to retreat, and then from there, Niels Cook thought Violent Panda was going to take the shot, but sadly, for him at least, he went for the ultimate mind game, Shogun. The ultimate mind game of, I missed the shot.
That's the one we go for.
Yeah.
That was how we win our drop shot tournaments, right there.
Always intentional.
Always intentional missing. The ball's going to be cleared away over into the far side. Here's Pashi with yet another clear. Just wanting to leave this one away to anywhere that cannot result in a defensive mishap. Violent Panda gets that one. He's going to try and follow that one up. Stan just gets there in time, but here comes Pocket Aces. Continued pressure coming up from them, but Dan has that one covered yet again, but still cannot get this one away. Pocket Aces starting to get this one into the final third, refusing to leave. Okay, you haven't got a choice anymore. You've been demoed.
That was about to be a tight spot for Kaunos to be in. No one back on defense, but Zenzus keeping his head on him, noticing for the demo, and that is a second demo coming out of them in 10 seconds. They are trying to get aggressive now against Pocket Aces, that's usually their shtick.
Certainly is. Pocket Aces, especially Pashi, pretty much introduced bumping towards the competitive scene. And from there, it's blown up into being an even bigger thing. Chaussette takes the shot, puts that one up high, hits the crossbar, and then a save from Zenzus. Now here comes the counter-attack from Kaunos. Dan Sizzle's going to go by himself. Takes that past one player. Pashi, though, in the way, and Chaussette was behind him. Over to the side, Zenzus just with the clearance. Violent Panda, though, should have that one. This wall play has been so much better this season than what we saw last season. As Kaunos missing that one. That's going to allow Pashi. He's going to put that one up high. Violent Panda follows it up. Going to try and get another touch. So Niels Cook just there and gets that one away.
Trying to look for each other now. Kaunos, oh, almost risky, but all three went for that. Zentis looking for his teammates. I really like the awareness he's had to find his allies. But now these 50-50s from Violent Panda, most have gone in his favor so far this game.
Well, Niels Cook tried to get one past Pashy. Wasn't able to though, and here comes Chaussette and the rest of the Pocket Aces. They were trying to get out of their half, but no contact there means that Kaunos continue their offense. Going to be played off the side. Niels Cook cannot get to that one at all. And Pocket Aces, they'll be looking towards the scoreboard now and saying 1-0 is enough. And probably look more towards their defense. Pass out there, Dantizel looks for the player. Niels Cook though, can't get to that one quick enough, was shut down. And Chaussette can look for Pashy. Pashy, no contact from him. And Kaunos, easy clearance away from them. But they need to go somewhere with this lovely shot there. And a save from Violent Panda will keep that one away from their net. But here comes Niels Cook yet again. Pashy beats him to it. Trying to go to the other end of the field. Violent Panda misses that one. Zenzus with the save. But here is continued pressure. Nice pass out there. Pashy straight into Zenzus yet again.
Zenzus has done a great job both offense and defense. And at the moment, both teams just trying to counterattack each other into oblivion. Eventually, one of these teams is going to outpace the other.
Certainly are. Kaunos going to try and find their way back into this. They've got 53 seconds remaining, and that's going to be a miss there. That's an open ball. Dantizel has to try and rotate back for that one. Chaussette gets that dangerous. Pashy, no good shot coming out from him. Just constant clearances coming out from the Pocket Aces. They do not want this in the half. As 1-0 is certainly enough. Pashy going to leave that one. Here come Kaunos, lovely little redirect onto that one, over into the side of the field. Niels Cook goes for the setup, Dantizel tries to get that one down, and Pashy takes that one away from Zenzus before the contact can come in.
Trying to prep for this Violent Panda, instead of going for the save, trusted Pashy and went for boost so we could already start cheating up, trying to follow up each other. But we see Kaunos, as you see, already with the passing place, touching that above the net, but Dantizel was just a bit too slow.
Chaussette can try and make this 2, but they are running out of time. There is number 2. And I am absolutely loving what Pocket Aces are doing on defense.
Eventually, the outpacing did happen. Chaussette finally was able to beat that final defender. Zensis trying to make it back in time, but just a little too little, a little too late.
Certainly
a little
was.
too little.
They sent all 3 players forwards. No goals coming out from that, and that means it was an open net. Pocket Aces 1-0 up now in this series. But I love what they're doing on defense. I wanted to elaborate on that one earlier. They seem to be leaving one player in goal and then having another player just sat on the side, ready to come swooping, because it means they can come in full pace, always hit it into the corner, no danger on that sort of play. It's been really well played so far by them. And
a lot of trust as well. As I said, one of those last defensive drives, what happened is there was, I think, Chaussette in net, Pashy on the back corner. We're doing the hand thing again. Yeah. And then him borrow your hand.
Okay, yeah.
And then up at the front, Violent Panda instead went for the corner. Chaussette to follow, and Pashy's the one that hit it up to his teammate instead. So you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
Sorry,
good.
I thought you were just letting. At least you put my hand doing what it does best, just staying in one position.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna let that one down, am I?
Yeah. Knowing immediately where his teammate was going to put it, that was trust in Pashy's hit as well. So it's really cool to watch them play defense. But I also have to give comment to Kaunos. I mean, I think they're doing a good job of counterattacks as well. We saw some really good midfield redirects, just a little bit off target. If those are a bit more of a threat, you'll force the defender to make weak touches.
Yeah, you certainly are. They're just waiting for that one defensive mistake to come up from Pocket Aces. They haven't happened, and that means that they haven't managed to score so far, so still struggling to find their way through into this one. But Kaunos showing that they belong. I really want to see them up the pace, though. This is a team that thrives in chaos, and as soon as the chaos starts to happen, they will look to play it really well. Their decision-making, a lot different to what we were talking about earlier when it came to Penta. They're very good at that sort of stuff. Dantizel, very sharp on the communication, will always say where he is, and they're very good at just going, right, play the speed. We're going to outpace everything. Eventually, it's going to be an open goal for us.
Yeah. And remember, that was only a 1-goal game.
Yes.
So it was pretty minimal, I guess, until the very end. Was it the last second goal? I'm already drawing a blank.
It was the last second goal,
yeah,
but
it was a 1-goal game.
It was what it
let's be
was.
honest.
Yes.
It paced like a 1-goal game, even if the results may have shown something a wee bit different. But that also means that Kaunos is really close to keeping up with it. You know, they said it over there on the desk. They are keeping pace with these top-tier teams, even if they are the more unexpected team.
They certainly are. They need to try and get some wins on the board, however, and that's going to be difficult with Chaussette coming in so early onto that one. Pashy and the rest of the pocket will try and capitalize on their momentum, but Kaunos will need to get this out of their half. Niels Cook, nice clearance there from him. That's actually going to be just above target, and Violent Panda there on time, and then a demo there. Chasset and Violent Panda, they had an opportunity, but played it too early and just let that one go flying away.
Yeah, Violent Panda gave up possession of that. That is the risk you take whenever you want to hit the ball a bit too fast. If you space yourself from the ball too much, you know you won't be next to touch it, and that's when you end up losing possession.
Going to be above the wall. Dance Hizzle gets a bit of contact onto that. It's just enough. Although they have to commit 2 players. Niels Cook has completely removed himself from the rotation. Wasn't even in net. They've got away with it, though, as the ball hit the post. But yet again, we're almost a minute into this, and we're only just crossing over into the Pocket Aces half. Need to see more coming out from Kaunos. That's an attempted demo coming out from Niels Cook. But the saves are still coming through.
It's going to be harder demolition when you see defenders that are pre-jumping. Demoing people out of the air is a skill that definitely no one has even come close to mastering. But a lot of pre-jumping right now coming from Pocket Aces, trying to read these touches well before they even get close to the net.
Here's Niels Cook. Long clearance coming out from him, but Violent Panda will take that one away. Still, Kaunos on the offense. Pashy has to get contact onto that one. He has managed to do so over into the corner. Chasset and Violent Panda, they link up. They can get another one. Violent Panda hits the post. They've got to get rid of this one. Pashy hits that one straight into Dance Hizzle. Now Niels Cook, he's 1v1. He plays that one far too early. Could have gone for the 1v1 play against Violent Panda. Instead, just shoots it immediately.
Trying to outpace, but there is a situation where you need to realize they're going to save it. So if he'd slowed that down, he could have had that one-on-one dribbling opportunity and try and force a defensive maneuver, try and juke it over him.
Kaunos, though, looking much better on the offense. There's a pass out there from Violent Panda. Zenzus wasn't able to run onto that one, had to take a shot from a sitting down position. So that's now going to be the passing play. Violent Panda to Pashy. Pashy couldn't react to that one. It was just over the top of him. And now the team plays coming out from both these teams. Nice shot there from Zenzus. He had Niels Cook as an option as well to pass to. Instead, chose to take the immediate shot. That's going to be Pashy over to Chasset. What are we seeing here? We're seeing 3, 4, maybe 5 team plays in a row. Much better creativity. That's going to be just above the top of the net.
Like I said from last game, counterplay after counterplay, rather impressive from both of these teams, particularly Kaunos, as I said, a team that hasn't been able to prove themselves here, but will Pashy sneak it through? No. Dance Hizzle confidently making the save as Violent Panda tries to continue on the attack.
Yeah, Kaunos need to be really just keep it in mind that Pocket Aces are very good at those midfield challenges, very good at getting those pinches, and they will often head towards your own net when you are least expecting it. Chasset's out boost and cannot contest that one. So it's going to be Dance Hizzle over to Zenzus. Zenzus puts that one up high, looking for Dan. That's too far over the top of him, but Niels Cook can keep that one up high. They do not have the boost, however, to keep that play going. 0-0 still, and 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. Dance Hizzle tries to get that one down. He's got that past Chasset, but cannot get that one past Pashy. As Pocket Aces have really slowed themselves down here, putting themselves into their own final third, waiting for the overcommit from Kaunos. Well, that's not going to happen here because it's completely slowed down. Here comes Niels Cook, tries to get over the top. He's got it past Violent Panda. Tries to get the block onto Pashy. He's still kept this one dangerous. Zenzus puts that one over to Dance Hizzle, saved by Chasset. Chasset, probably the best player at the league at predicting where a ball is going to go, getting up there for the early block.
Fantastic players, but both of these sides really showcasing their skills. What an angle from Pashy in the corner! This redirect is a one for the books.
Look at that, over into the corner, and Pashy 90 gets himself up, rotates the car, hits it towards the net, and scores the goal. If you want to take the lead, that is how you do it.
Kaunos has been caught reacting a bit too slow on defense a few times, playing a bit of the opposite of Pocket Aces where they're trying to almost over-predict. I think both could fall from either, but it seems that Kaunos is the first to fall for not contesting some of these balls.
Well, now Kaunos needs to really pick up the pace. They've got to try and find a way through on this defense. And if I am correct, the last game ended 2-0, so this is turning into a long goal drought here for Kaunos. As the shot's going to come in, Dance Hizzle needs to find a teammate. He can't get to Zenzus, though. And Pashy puts that one up high. He can just continue to be a nuisance and waste time. As we see more passing plays come out, but that's just straight over to Chasset. But a block comes in from Dance Hizzle. Everyone on Pocket Aces got themselves back. Violent Panda puts that one up high. Great scramble from him.
Both players nearly making that in time. But that panic defense retreating back from the midfield, well played by them because that was only one away that would have tied up the game. Oh, and this might be wide open. Oh, just missing it.
Almost getting themselves 2-0. That would have completely ended it because Kaunos can have their one more opportunity, but Pashy is up there way before Zenzus, who doesn't even jump for it. And here it is, Violent Panda gets himself a goal. It doesn't matter, but my goodness, what a beaut.
Really showcasing their skills here. This was strictly for the viewers. Violent Panda putting that actually just about on target. Well, it actually was 100% on target, but it was going to hit the ground first, and it looked like somebody from Kaunos, maybe just to help him out, kept it up for him, trying to block it out in time, but showcasing their skill there. Pocket Aces, a couple of very nasty team plays there. Kaunos as well, though, with a lot of their own, forcing Pocket Aces to make a lot of quick defensive thought processes. Yeah, I think that's the word. Hearing that word plurally sounded weird in my head. But trying to get back quickly in time, it just barely got it in that last final drive where you saw Pashy get there. I think it was Pashy, it was Violent Panda, getting back on defense just in time to pop it up above the crossbar.
Yeah, it was Violent Panda. He got there, he raced. Literally, they went 3-2-1 go, and he went straight for it. Got that one just above their net, and that was so important. Kaunos, though, they haven't found a way through. This is getting dangerous at this point. They are running the risk of going the entire series, not only being swept, but being kept to clean sheets in every single matchup.
But on paper, both games make it pretty much 1-0 the entire game. The last goal, we've talked about it before, a lot of times if you're the team that's losing, you're going to have to overcommit. You're going to have to dedicate too many people for an offensive play just to try and tie it up. So the last goal, I personally don't count it as much. A lot of times it's either for fun or because they had to overcommit, just because, I mean, you're losing. Yeah. You might as well go all in. So it's pretty much been 1-0 throughout the entire game as far as the way it's felt, and they've been going back and forth a lot between both of these teams. So as I know, Kaunos hasn't taken any wins yet, and they haven't even scored. Technically, as far as like in game when both teams are trying, Pocket Aces have really only scored twice.
Yes. So, however, when it comes to Kaunos, obviously they're struggling to find a way through. A lot of team plays coming out from them so far, but they're not getting that killer edge. They're struggling even to get the pass over to take the shot. So if you're them right now, do you start playing more direct? Do you start going for more dribbles, or do you keep to what you're doing? Violent Panda going to take that one over. Goes for the long clearance. It's going to be straight over to Pashy, though, who just gets that one over to Zenzus. As Kaunos, they usually try and play with 3 players behind the ball. Looks like that's going to be what they continue to do here. Chalset tries to turn and grab that one all the way. That's going to be Pashy, hits the crossbar. Violent Panda and Pashy keeping this one in that final third, and a lot of players from Kaunos being dragged out of position, meaning that they cannot clear it quickly.
Well, they may have kept it in. Pocket Aces did not start from a boost. They didn't steal into the boost corner, so Kaunos was able to confidently get boost in their own half and clear back. There is a passing play from midfield. And Dan Zizzle putting that on target.
Yeah, Pashy, we saw him about to try and rotate out, but he actually got the save. Just in position for that now. He almost gets himself in position for that pass from Violent Panda. And Violent Panda and Pashy, the duo that we saw last season, coming out huge right now, consistently getting passing plays. Chalset gets demoed, and that's going to allow Zenzus to try and take this for the 1v1 play.
I like the way Pashy did contest that. If there's a one-on-one dribbling opportunity, you generally want to take it as a pair. Violent Panda, a bit too late to get up for that. Wasn't able to put that on a wide open net.
Chalset just gets that one over. The players from Kaunos have rotated back, though. Nice pass out there, but easily read by Violent Panda. Here comes Pashy yet again, trying to get a better clearance. Violent Panda is up there in response, off to a side wall. Niels Cook and Dan Tizzle have to work together to clear that one away. Niels Cook is now in a 1v1 position, but did not land well enough, and there's the passing play between Chalset and Violent Panda. They've gone to that well quite a few times now, possibly being read by Kaunos, who are sitting very far back. There we are, no one in net! Someone was looking for boost, and that has cost them.
I genuinely would have thought that Pashy 90 would have been the one to come up and contest that way before that. The side boost had spawned, and he went back all the way to the corner boost. So I think that's when Kaunos probably expected someone to contest it, which is why they went unanswered for so long. It just rolled there for a long time. But by the time anyone finally did, it looked like Pocket Aces had the control and the whereabouts on the pitch to be able to make a passing play happen for him.
There's the touch towards there, but cleared away. As Dan Sizzle and Kaunos continue to try and find a way through. Need to go for the long clearance. That's going to be cleared away towards the middle. And Zenzus has the block onto that one. Chalset comes onto this. He's brought out 2 players. Can he get a second touch onto this one? The setup is going to go over, but no one there in support. Pocket Aces happy to rest on this 1-goal lead as we've got 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Nice pass from Violent Panda, looking for Pashy. Pashy looking for Violent Panda off the crossbar, and no one going to commit to yet another touch on that one.
Seemed like Niels Cook was having some issues earlier, but hopefully he's feeling okay now. Oh, almost. That would have been quite a good shot, forcing the defense of Pocket Aces to try and make a risky maneuver.
Niels Cook, the player that you did mention, tried to take control of that ball. It's going to require Zenzus to come in. Wide rotations coming through. Zenzus takes it over the top. And 1-1. The goal drought is over. Hallelujah. Let's have a harvest.
This is as smooth as dribbles can get. Look at how just the curve on this turn. He was able to keep it just ever so gently on the corner of his car, pop it right over the last defender. And that is the goal drought ending their first goal of the series, but keeping it tied up. They could stay alive.
Pushing that one over to the side. Chaussette and the rest of Pocket Aces might be rocked by that one, but they've come back from much more difficult positions. This game is tied up with Pocket Aces still 2 goals in, 2 series, 2 games. Oh my goodness, I'm going to get this right at some point. To the lead as Pashy tries to take control of this ball. Puts that shot onto target. Niels Cook plays that one over to the side. Going to be dangerous. Dan Tizzle has to be that one first. He's going to pass that one straight over to the corner where Pashy awaits with a lovely shot from there over to Violent Panda. That's a shot onto target. East Coast or West Coast, it doesn't matter. All the way from one side to the other.
The patience on Pashy to take that pinch off the wall, and Violent, I don't even know how you'd read that off of a teammate. Those are rare touches indeed. One of the harder touches that people can get, the pinch off the back wall. But not only did he do that so well, but Violent Panda was for some reason up waiting for a pass for it.
This is a level of knowledge that we will never be able to tap into as these players coming up huge. Pocket Aces responding well to their original goal against them. Zenzus gets it over to the corner. Kaunos need to find something within the next 90 seconds or they are going to lose this series. Niels Cook gets himself up high. Going to try and get a second touch onto this one, but does not have the boost for it. Instead, Dan Tizzle comes in. That's a weak shot coming out, and Pashy will take that save. Here's Chaussette, going to go for one play. Takes it over the top, but Niels Cook has that one covered. Pashy, no one in net, but it's going to be taken by Niels Cook, who plays that one away. Kaunos, 1 minute remaining, boys. Have you got it? Yes, you do, but Pashy's got it more than you do. With Savior medal coming out for him. Violent Panda with a tip over the top, but Chaussette is now by himself. Easy clear away for him. Here comes Kaunos. Niels Cook plays that one up high, but Pashy gets a hold of it. Chaussette looking for Violent Panda. Playing that one into the middle every single time. Great awareness on this. Know exactly what they want to go for. That's the one thing about repeated plays, however. If you go to them quite often, at least you'll become a little bit predictable, but you always know what your teammates are going to do at the same time.
Kaunos has 30 seconds left to try and tie this up. We know they have the mechanical skill. We saw them out-dribble one of the hardest teams to dribble through. But right now, it seems the Pocket Aces are very comfortably trying to keep control of this ball and keep it out of their half.
Pashy just over the top, 15 seconds remaining. Kaunos need something right now, or they will be swept by the Pocket Aces. So here comes Violent Panda, puts that one up high. It's going to waste time, but Pashy gets this one down. Saved there by Niels Cook, but they have to go onto the counter-attack. That's going to be played away by Niels Cook, and they just let that one drop. 3-0. As well as Pocket Aces going 3-0 in the league.
5 shots to 7. So as far as even shots on goal, that was pretty close. And it was, again, a 1-goal game nearly the entire time. And every time we see these 3-0 sweeps, you can look post-game. If you missed out, you're like, oh, man, they got swept. They must have gotten wrecked. But when you really look at it, they were 1-goal games pretty much the entire time. Kaunos was right there underneath. And as far as their second week in the RLCS and being one of the newer teams, I think they're on a really good track to be able to start proving us wrong in the later weeks.
Yes, certainly are. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can see from them in the future. Chaussette was pretty quiet. However, it's not my job to analyze that. We're going to go over to the people whose job it actually is.